Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. The Daily Star broke away from the Kate is Wonderful narrative with this headline: Kate Middleton's light workload reinforces negative images of the royal family being work shy. Royal correspondent Daniela Elsa claims Kate carries out relatively few royal engagements and is more expensive to the British taxpayer per event than other members of the royal family, claiming that in October Kate only worked 8 royal engagements, yet this still counts as full-time service. Elsa wrote, "There was a good 2-week chunk in October, loosely covering the British half-term school holiday, and Kate often takes off chunks of time at school break. On one hand, I have great sympathy for any parent who is able to do that, but on the other, she has a 1,000-plus-year-old institution to keep ticking over. Situations like this only reinforce the worst image of the royal family as overprivileged and work-shy." Elsa pointed out that while Kate and William managed just 8 royal engagements last month, Will's aunt, Princess Anne, got through 37. Once the misty-eyed affection for the late Queen has dissipated and some fresh scandal hits His Majesty, not only the 73-year-old but the whole monarchy are likely to come in for a period of public reappraisal and re-evaluation. Charles celebrated his real birthday this week and will continue the tradition of having an official summer birthday, but that tradition may end with him. But first, a look at his new portrait. King Charles was photographed in a grey blazer and camel trousers while posing with his walking cane beneath a large tree as the sun glistened in the background. The Instagram account captioned the photo, "His Majesty the King has officially become Park Ranger of Windsor Great Park, 70 years after his father, HRH, the Duke of Edinburgh, was appointed to the post." As for that Park Ranger business, they explained, the role can be traced back to 1559, when Sir Henry Neville was appointed during the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. Over the last 460 years, the post has usually been held by the sovereign or family members, including the King's father and grandfather. The Duke of Edinburgh was the longest-serving Ranger of Windsor Great Park, holding the role from 1952 until his passing in 2021. His Royal Highness took an active role in overseeing developments such as the reintroduction of the red deer into Deer Park in 1979 and the development of the Seville Garden Visitor Centre and Virginia Water Pavilion. And as for the King having 2 birthdays, the monarch's official birthday is traditionally marked with a Trooping the Colour parade in central London, which was first introduced in 1748. King Edward VII, who reigned from 1901 to 1910, chose to move the parade to June as there would be better weather, hence the 2nd birthday. However, should William become king, his birthday is already in June, so there wouldn't be need for back-to-back birthdays. Looking further along, Prince George was born in July, so it's likely that Trooping the Colour would move to another date. However, given that George would be 2 monarchs for now, that's likely to be covered by a future host of this podcast many decades from now. I wouldn't worry about it too much. And speaking of Elizabeth I, please check out our new podcast from our partners at Diversion Audio called War Queens. From the father-daughter team of Emily and John Jordan, each episode dives into the greatest women war leaders of all time, from Cleopatra to Margaret Thatcher, and this week it's Elizabeth I. Check out War Queens wherever you get your favorite podcasts. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Tickets to Harry and Meghan's charity gala on December 6 are going for as much as $250,000. The Daily Beast explains, attendance at that event, hosted by Caroline Kennedy, daughter of John F. Kennedy, is not for sale. The Ripple of Hope Gala, which honors people for their humanitarian and philanthropic effort, is in memory of Robert Kennedy. The Daily Mail reports that a top-tier Pioneer package costs $1 million, including 4 seats at the top table with Harry and Meghan. However, there have been questions over whether Harry and Meghan are worthy winners of the Ripple of Hope Award. Former honorees include Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and Bill Clinton. Kennedy scholar Professor David Norsaw told the Mail, "I find it somewhere between sublimely ridiculous and blatantly ludicrous. It's absurd. If you look at the people who have been awarded the Robert Kennedy Prize in the past, Bill and Hillary Clinton, Nancy Pelosi, Bishop Desmond Tutu, then you have to ask, what are Harry and Meghan doing here?" Alec Baldwin will host the event. The Mirror reports Charles will give £600 bonuses from his own pocket to staff who earn less than £30,000 a year. The cash, which will be given in a one-off payment, is expected to help with the cost of living crisis. Staff who will be given the financial windfall are said to include cleaners, footmen, and servants. This weekend, we'll continue our recaps of The Crown. William has said not to be a fan of the TV series, so it's unlikely he will be following us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever he gets his podcasts. A friend says William is concerned about the show as it is coming closer to the present. William does think it is damaging. The royal family know a lot of it is nonsense, but it is really harsh and hurtful. Prince Philip was so upset by one storyline in The Crown, he reportedly considered suing Netflix. You know Netflix. That's the place Harry and Meghan work. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, wherever you get your favorite podcasts. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.